Bitcoin crashing, stocks bleeding, gurus everywhere telling you what to buy. But who actually made millions from their own advice? Meet Jeremy LeFebvre, the guy who went from pumping gas for $8 an hour to a $4 million plus portfolio. Sounds like a fairy tale, right? Well, it's real. But the full story? Way more interesting than what you see on YouTube. Let's talk about it. The origin story. It's 2008 and T-Banks is collapsing. People are losing everything. The worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. Most lions ran away. Jeremy, he walked straight in. He was 18 years old, working at Walgreens for $8.25 an hour. Again, verify this information for your own benefit. Everyone around him was getting fired. Companies were shutting down. The world was falling apart. But while everyone panicked, Jeremy saw something different. Opportunity. Stock prices crashed, and companies were selling for pennies. And Jeremy? Well, he started buying, little by little, every paycheck, straight into stocks. People thought he was crazy. Why invest now? The market's dying. But Jeremy understood something simple. When everyone's selling, prices are cheap. And cheap prices, that's where fortunes are made. Fast forward to 2010, and Jeremy's now working at Quick Trip, a gas station in Charlotte, North Carolina. He's a store manager making $40,000 a year. Not rich, but for a kid from a basic background, it was huge. And every single dollar he could save went into the stock market. He studied, he learned, and he watched patterns. He read about Warren Buffett, he analyzed companies, and slowly his portfolio grew. 2014 arrives and Jeremy's 24 years old, and his portfolio, over $200,000. So he did something wild. He quit his job, and then he moved to Las Vegas and retired. Not retired like old people retire, but retired like I'm living off my investments now. At 24 years old. That's when the lion learned to hunt for himself. But Jeremy didn't stop there. In 2016, he launched a YouTube channel and called it Financial Education. The goal? Share what he learned. Help regular people invest. Make finance simple. And it worked. Today he has over 900,000 subscribers and growing. He has multiple channels and millions of views. In 2017, he started a private stock group, now called Financial Education, a paid community where members get his stock picks, live calls, and weekly reports. Today that group has over 2,300 members, according to claims, and Jeremy claims that over 100 of them became stock market millionaires. The lion who learned to hunt? Well, now he's teaching the whole pride. So what's his winning formula? What's his secret? He calls it the GVD framework. Growth, value, dividend. Sounds fancy, but it's simple. Growth. Find companies with massive upside. The one that could 10x or 50x. Value. Buy them when they're undervalued, when the price is low compared to their potential. Dividend. Hold for the long term and let dividends pay you while the stock grows. It's not day trading. It's not swinging in and out. It's buy and hold for years, sometimes decades. And Jeremy's biggest win? Well, he claims it was Tesla. He bought 300 shares at around $227 per share before the stock split. Adjusted for splits, that's around $27 per share. At one point, he held 1,300 shares. And when Tesla hit over $400, do the math, hundreds of thousands of dollars from one stock. That single bet probably changed his life. But here's the thing, Jeremy didn't just get lucky once, he found other winners too. Elf, Beauty, Meta, Amazon, Palantir, PayPal, and Cheesecake Factory. And actually he has way more in his portfolio now, constantly adding new positions. Some worked, and some didn't. But overall, his portfolio grew to over $4 million by October 2024 and still growing. He claims 25% annual returns over 5 years. That's way better than the S&P 500. And he shows it all publicly, with screenshots, updates, and his every single move. The lion hunts in the open, not in the shadows. But here's where Jeremy's story gets interesting, because in 2023 he did something new. He started another investment account with $0 and said, watch me build this from scratch. He contributed somewhere in the range of $150 per week, and that's it, like a regular person saving money. Today, the portfolio is over $50,000 and growing. It's proof that his strategy works, even starting small. Or is it? The dark side that no one really talks about. Jeremy didn't just win, he got destroyed too. November 2021 to May 2022, in a span of 6 months, his portfolio dropped from $2.2 million to around $1 million. And he lost, again, over $1 million in half a year. Let that sink in. Voyager Digital, down 77%. Corsair Gaming, down 39.5%. Multiple of his positions were down a dramatic percentage point. But Jeremy, he held every single position, all the way down. Why? Because he's a buy and hold investor. He doesn't use stop losses. He doesn't sell when stocks drop. He just holds and hopes they come back. Some did, some didn't. But here's the crazy part. Critics analyzed his losses. They said if Jeremy used simple indicators like MACD and 20-week moving average, he could have saved around $900,000, probably even more, just by selling when the trend turned down, then buying it back up when it turned up. But Jeremy doesn't do that. He rides it all the way down. Is that smart or stubborn? Well, it depends on who you ask. Jeremy also admits he destroyed his portfolio once using margin, borrowed money to buy more stocks, traded around earnings, which you should never do, by the way, and he over-leveraged and lost a lot of money. It blew up in his face. But he learned his lesson, and he stopped using margin, went back to simple buy and hold. But the scars remain. Even the best hunters get injured. And the question is, are you learning? Here's the controversial take. Let's address the elephant in the room, or the lion in the savannah. Jeremy makes money 2 ways, stocks and teaching about stocks. He has a ton of YouTube videos that are helpful and free. But the real money is in his paid memberships. He has a private Discord with weekly reports, live calls, and stock picks, plus his course, plus his research platform called 1000x Stocks, plus YouTube ad revenue. Estimates say he earns around $500,000 per year just from his YouTube ad revenue. Maybe more. So here's the question. Is Jeremy making millions from stocks or from selling stock advice? The answer? Probably both. His portfolio is real, and he shows it publicly. But his income from teaching, that's real too, and it creates a problem. Because when you have over 900,000 YouTube subscribers, your stock might move the markets, or at least small markets. When Jeremy says, I just bought this stock, thousands of followers buy it too. The price goes up, Jeremy looks smart, followers feel good. But what happens when Jeremy sells? Or when the stock market crashes? Followers lose money. They bought at the top, but then they panic sold at the bottom. But Jeremy, well, he got in early, and he got out when he wanted. That's the guru paradox. The teacher makes money teaching, and the students, well, they might be the experiment. And here's another issue. Jeremy claims his private group created over 100 millionaires. Sounds amazing, but is it verified? Nope. He claims members have 6- and 7-figure portfolios. Great, but independently audited? Could it be true? Sure, but we don't know for certain. And that's the risk with all the investing gurus. Just a bunch of claims without proof. Again, trust, but verify. Critics also say Jeremy's strategy is too risky for beginners. No stop losses with concentrated positions, all equity and no bonds. One bad year and you're down 50%. Can beginners handle that? Probably not. Most people panic sell. They see red and they bail. Jeremy survived because he's been doing this for 16 plus years. He's seen crashes before and he has the stomach for it. But does a 25-year-old with 5,000 have the same stomach? Doubtful. The lion who survives the attack teaches others to fight. But can baby lions survive the same attack? Not always. So what's the verdict? What's the truth about Jeremy LeFebvre? Let's be honest. He is not a scammer. His portfolio is real and his transparency is with real results. He started with nothing because he worked at a gas station job and now he has a $4 million plus portfolio and he invested every dollar. He made smart bets. And yes, he made millions. That part is true. But he also lost $1 million in 6 months. He admits to destroying his portfolio with margin. What's his income now? Well, it's probably more from teaching than stocks, although you should verify yourself. So here are 5 things that Jeremy gets right. Number 1 is his transparency. He shows his portfolio publicly. Not many gurus do that. Number 2, long-term thinking. He's not a day trader, and he holds for years. Number 3, he survived losses. He lost $1 million and didn't quit. That's mental toughness. Number 4, accessible education. He makes investing less scary for beginners. And number 5, he built wealth young. This is real proof that starting early absolutely works. Now here is where his advice is really risky. Number 1, no stop losses. This can absolutely lead to catastrophic losses and putting you out of the game. Number 2, concentrated positions. High risk, high reward, but also extremely high danger. Number 3 is no diversification. All stocks, no bonds, no cash safety net. Number 4, paid groups create conflicts, and when you profit from teaching, your incentives might change. And number 5 is survivorship bias. His success does not guarantee yours. So the real lesson is that Jeremy's story proves 2 things. Number 1 is that you can build wealth through stocks, starting with almost nothing, working a regular job, investing consistently. And a very important number 2 is that his path is really risky. Most people can't stomach a 50% loss. Most people panic. Most people quit. And here's the ugly truth no one wants to hear. Index funds are boring, but they don't lose 77% in 6 months. They don't require being a guru. And over 30 years, well, they make most people rich. Jeremy's way works for him, and maybe for some others. But for most lions, the boring way actually wins and gives you consistent results. So here's some hope for you. The takeaway is that Jeremy is real. His success is real. It's not a fairy tale. He started at the bottom and he worked his butt off. He made smart bets, and in the process, unfortunately, he lost $1 million. But he survived. And here's an important lesson. He did not give up. Whether you follow his strategy or not, there's one lesson that's universal. Starting is much better than not starting. Investing $100 a month beats sitting on the sidelines. Learning beats ignorance. Taking action beats waiting for the perfect moment. But here's the thing, lions understand that prey don't. The savannah doesn't care about your feelings. Markets don't care about your hopes. So if you're going to hunt, learn from the best hunters, but also learn from their scars. Because those scars, they cost $1 million to earn. Don't make the same mistakes. Study Jeremy's wins, but study his losses even harder. Because in the market, losses teach you more than wins ever will. The lion who survives isn't the strongest one. It's the one who learns the fastest, adapts, and never stops hunting. So subscribe to Lion Finance, where we tell you the full story, not just the highlight reel. And go and have yourself a beautiful day.